That jar of peanut butter you just threw in your cart, it might be a lie. It might be chemically engineered sludge designed to sit on a shelf for 3 years without separating, rather than actual food designed to nourish your body. Stop what you are doing. Put the jar down. We need to talk. Today, we are tearing the lid off the peanut butter industry. We are exposing the dirty secrets of the condiment aisle that big corporations are praying you never figure out. We are looking at the hard data, the chemical analysis, and the government recalls that have exposed a massive scandal in what should be a simple one ingredient food. We are reviewing 15, yes, 15 specific, highly popular brands of peanut butter that nutritionists, food scientists, and laboratory tests have flagged as inferior, deceptive, or downright dangerous. This isn't about flavor preference. This isn't about being a food snob. This is about fraud. This is about paying a premium price for a product that has been stripped of its natural healthy fats and injected with hydrogenated oils, corn syrup solids, and potential carcinogens. And the most terrifying part, these bottles are sitting on the shelf right now under the fluorescent lights of the supermarket you shop at every single week. Are you ready to find out if you have been feeding your family hydrogenated industrial filler instead of protein? Because by the end of this report, I am going to give you the exact rules you need to follow to ensure you never get scammed in the peanut butter aisle again. Let's open the jar on the peanut butter industry. For years, we have been conditioned. We have been trained to believe that peanut butter is a health food, a staple protein, a safe snack for kids. But the industry has hijacked this simple food. They have taken a product that should be just peanuts and maybe salt, and they have turned it into a delivery system for sugar and trans fats. Before we get to the list of the 15 worst brands, you need to understand the science of the scam. You need to understand why they do this. It comes down to two things: shelf life and addiction. The chemistry of deception, hydrogenation. Real peanut butter separates, the oil rises to the top. This is natural, this is physics. But consumers are lazy and corporations know it. They don't want you to have to stir your peanut butter. So what do? They invent no stir peanut butter. How? By adding hydrogenated oils. Hydrogenation is an industrial process where they take a liquid oil, like cottonseed, soybean, or rapeseed oil, and they blast it with hydrogen gas at high pressure and high temperature in the presence of a metal catalyst, usually nickel. This forces the carbon atoms to bond with hydrogen, turning a liquid fat into a solid fat at room temperature. This creates a matrix that traps the peanut oil and prevents it from rising. But here's the problem. Partial hydrogenation creates trans fats. Trans fats are the single most dangerous fat you can put in your body. They raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, lower your good cholesterol, HDL, and cause systemic inflammation in your arteries. Even fully hydrogenated oils, which the FDA claims are safer, are still chemically altered, industrial fats that your body does not find in nature. They are preservatives. They are texture modifiers. They are not food. The mold problem, aflatoxins. The second major scientific scandal in this industry is contamination. Peanuts are legumes that grow underground. They are highly susceptible to moisture and mold. A specific type of mold, Aspergillus flavus, produces a toxin called aflatoxin. Aflatoxin is a potent carcinogen. It targets the liver. Chronic low-level exposure is linked to liver cancer and immune suppression. The FDA sets limits, but mass market brands that buy the cheapest, lowest quality peanuts from the global market are constantly dancing on the edge of these safety limits. Premium brands test every batch. Budget brands, they blend tons of peanuts together and hope for the best. Now that you know the chemistry, let's look at the brands that are failing you. The Dirty 15, the worst peanut butter brands in America. We are going to start with the Titans, the brands you grew up with, the brands that have betrayed your trust. 1. Jif, regular creamy. The king of the aisle, the best-selling brand in the nation. Choosy moms choose Jif, right? Wrong. Choosy moms should read the label. Jif is essentially a sugar delivery vehicle. The second ingredient is sugar, not peanuts. Sugar. By weight, there is more sugar in this jar than any other ingredient except the peanuts themselves. But the real crime here is the oil. Jif uses fully hydrogenated vegetable oils, rapeseed and soybean, and mono and diglycerides. These are emulsifiers. They exist to make the product smooth and shelf-stable for the apocalypse. They provide zero nutritional value. They are industrial fillers. And let's not forget the 2022 massive salmonella recall that sickened people across multiple states. That wasn't a fluke. It was a symptom of a massive industrial supply chain that prioritizes volume over safety. 2. Skippy, regular creamy. Jif's biggest rival and just as guilty. Skippy is a chemical cocktail. Look at the label: sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, cottonseed, soybean, and rapeseed. Cottonseed oil is one of the dirtiest crops in the world. It is a non-food crop, meaning it can be sprayed with pesticides that are banned on food crops because it is technically a fiber crop. The oil is a byproduct, and they are putting it in your peanut butter. Skippy also plays the zero trans fat game. The FDA allows products with less than zero point 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving to round down to zero. But if you eat 2 or 3 servings, you are loading your arteries with trans fats. 3. Peter Pan, regular creamy, the third giant, owned by Post Holdings. This brand has a history that should terrify you. In 2007, Peter Pan was responsible for one of the largest salmonella outbreaks in U.S. history. Over 600 people sickened, hospitalizations, a facility that was found to be leaking rainwater into the production line. Beyond the safety history, the recipe is a disaster. It contains nearly 4 grams of added sugar per serving. That is more than Jif or Skippy. It is basically peanut-flavored frosting. It uses hydrogenated oils to maintain that creamy texture, sacrificing your heart health for spreadability. 4. Great value, Walmart, the budget option. You think you are saving money, but you are paying with your health. Great value sources from the lowest bidders. Food industry insiders confirm that when you buy generic store brand peanut butter like this, you are getting the peanuts that were rejected by the premium brands. The peanuts that were too small, too dry, or slightly off color. To mask the taste of inferior nuts, they pump it full of sugar and salt. Independent testing has found higher levels of sodium in this brand than almost any other, up to 150 millimoles of added salt per serving. It also frequently tests higher for aflatoxins because of the low-grade nut sourcing. It is a chemical dump of hydrogenated oils and cheap fillers. 5. Jif reduced fat. This is the biggest scam on the list. This is nutritional gaslighting. They take out the fat, the healthy monounsaturated fat that your brain and heart need. And what do they replace it with? Corn syrup solids. Read that again. Corn syrup solids. They essentially swapped healthy peanut oil for dried sugar. It has 25% more carbohydrates than regular Jif. It has soy protein isolate added back in to fake the protein count. It is a Frankenstein food designed to trick people who are stuck in the 1990s low-fat mindset. Do not touch this. 6. Skippy Natural with honey. This exemplifies the health halo effect. They slap the word natural and honey on the label, and you think you are buying a health food. It is a lie. This is candy. It contains 8 grams of sugar per serving. That is 2 teaspoons of sugar in every sandwich. And because honey is expensive, they still use sugar and palm oil. Also, note the protein density. Because they are filling the jar with liquid sugar, honey, there is less room for actual peanuts, so you are getting less protein per serving than standard peanut butter. You are paying a premium price for less nutrition and more diabetes risk. 7. Peter Pan whipped. This is food engineering at its most cynical. Whipped sounds light and airy. Do you know what whipped means in the food industry? It means they are selling you air. They whip nitrogen or air into the product to increase the volume. You are paying the same price for 25% less product by weight. It is an inflation tactic disguised as a feature. Chemically, it is a disaster too. To get that whipped structure to hold, they have to manipulate the hydrogenated oils even more aggressively. It creates a texture that consumers report tears the bread and tastes chemically metallic. 8. Reese's Peanut Butter. Let's be honest, this isn't peanut butter. This is the filling of a peanut butter cup put in a jar. But people buy it for sandwiches thinking it is comparable to Jif. It is not. It uses a specific formulation of high sugar and specific salts to trigger the bliss point in your brain, the same addiction pathways as candy. It has one of the lowest protein counts and highest sugar counts of any brand. It contains TBHQ, tertiary butyl hydroquinone, a synthetic preservative derived from petroleum that is banned in several countries. It is poison in a jar. 9. Kroger Creamy, another store brand disaster. Like Walmart, Kroger prioritizes shelf life and cost over safety. The sodium levels here are astronomical, up to 200 milligrams per serving in some tests. They are using salt to mask the flavor of rancid, low-quality peanuts. Consumer Reports has flagged store brands like this for lack of transparency. When asked where they source their peanuts, Kroger declined to answer. If a company won't tell you where the food comes from, you shouldn't put it in your mouth. 10. Teddy All Natural. Now we get to the natural disappointments. Teddy presents itself as the good guy, old-fashioned, just peanuts and salt. But consistency is a massive failure here. Consumers and testers repeatedly find foreign objects, peanut shells, skins, and organic debris inside the jars. This indicates poor filtering and quality control at the factory. Furthermore, the grind is inconsistent. You often get a rock-hard brick of dry nut paste at the bottom and a lake of oil at the top that is impossible to mix. Worse, reports of rancid batches are common. Natural peanut butter goes bad faster, and if the store doesn't rotate stock, you are buying oxidized fats. 11. Smart Balance Omega-3. This is the epitome of science gone wrong. They take peanut butter and add fish oil and flax oil to claim omega-3s. Here's the science. Omega-3 fatty acids are extremely unstable. They oxidize rapidly when exposed to light, heat, or oxygen. Mixing them into peanut butter, which is processed at high heat, destroys them. Consumers report a distinct fishy taste. You are eating oxidized fish oil mixed with peanuts. It is also loaded with palm oil and molasses. It is an overpriced marketing gimmick that delivers rancid lipids to your system. 12. Planters. Creamy Planters is a nut company, so you would think they make good peanut butter. Wrong. Industry insiders reveal that Planters uses their leftover nuts for peanut butter. The premium whole nuts go into the jars and cans. The broken, small, ugly, and potentially moldy nuts go into the grinder. The taste is often described as bitter or burnt. And the ingredients list? It's the same old story: sugar, hydrogenated oils, salt. They are charging you for the Mr. Peanut mascot, not for quality. 13. Adams 100% natural unsalted. This one hurts because it should be good. It is just peanuts. But Adams has a terrifying recall history. Repeated recalls for Salmonella and E. coli. This suggests systemic sanitation failures in their processing plants. Also, without salt, any defect in the peanut quality is immediately obvious, and Adams often tastes stale. This is a supply chain issue. If the peanuts sit too long before roasting, they develop off flavors. Adams has not mastered the logistics of fresh natural peanut butter. 14. Once again, organic. This brand charges an absolute fortune. We are talking $12 to $16 a jar. It is price gouging. Is it organic? Yes. Is it better than the $6 organic brand? No. In fact, the texture is often cited as gritty and difficult to spread. They play on the fear of consumers to charge triple the market rate for a commodity product. Nutritionally, there is zero difference between this and a generic organic brand. You are paying for the raccoon on the label. 15. Peanut Butter and Co. flavored varieties, dark chocolate dreams, etc. These are the most dangerous for children. They market these as healthy alternatives to Nutella, but look at the label. Evaporated cane juice, that is sugar. Palm oil, saturated fat. Some of these varieties have more sugar per serving than a Snickers bar. They are hooking kids on sugar under the guise of protein. Dentists hate these products because the sticky, sugary paste clings to teeth for hours, causing massive decay. It is dessert. Treat it like dessert. Do not feed it to your kids for lunch. The solution: the 5 purest brands. All right, take a breath. It's not all bad news. There are brands doing it right. There are brands that respect the peanut and respect your health. Here are the only 5 you should be considering. 1. Kirkland Signature Organic, Costco. This is the gold standard. It is the holy grail of peanut butter. Why? Purity and price. It contains 2 ingredients: organic peanuts and sea salt. That's it. The peanuts are USDA organic, which means no synthetic pesticides and a lower risk of aflatoxin. The turnover at Costco is so high that the jars are always fresh. You aren't buying dust-covered stock from last year. And the price? It is half the cost of the premium brands. You get Valencia peanuts, which are naturally sweeter and have lower aflatoxin rates for a budget price. It separates, yes, but it stirs easily because the oil is fresh. 2. Smucker's Natural. If you don't have a Costco membership, this is your supermarket savior. Ingredients: peanuts, salt. Smucker's has the supply chain power to ensure quality. They use high-grade peanuts. The roast is consistent. It is available everywhere. Crucially, they use a glass jar. Glass is inert. It doesn't leach plasticizers like BPA or phthalates into the fat of the peanut butter. When you buy oil-rich foods in plastic, you are eating microplastics. Smucker's keeps it clean. 3. Crazy Richard's 100% peanuts for the purists. The ingredient list is one word: peanuts, no salt, no oil, no sugar. This is the best option for blood pressure control and for introducing peanuts to babies. It uses a proprietary grind that creates a super smooth texture without added oils. It is essentially liquid peanuts. Because they don't add salt, they have to use premium peanuts. You can't hide bad nuts without salt. The flavor is intense, roasted, and pure. 4. Santa Cruz Organic. This is the premium choice that is actually worth the money. Dark roasted. Most brands do a light roast to mask imperfections. Santa Cruz offers a dark roasted variety that has a deep, complex flavor profile. It is USDA organic. It comes in glass. They have a transparent supply chain. If you are a foodie and you want the best tasting peanut butter on earth, this is it. It has zero grit. It is emulsified naturally by the grinding process, not by chemicals. 5. Trader Joe's Organic Crunchy, the budget organic king. Trader Joe's sources from high-quality suppliers, rumored to be the same supply chain as some top-tier brands. The crunchy version is packed with actual peanut halves, not just dust. It has no added oils, no sugar, just organic peanuts and salt. It is cheap, it is clean, and it tastes fresh. The 7 rules for buying peanut butter. You are standing in the aisle. You are overwhelmed. There are 50 jars staring at you. Here is your survival checklist. Memorize this. Rule 1, the one ingredient rule, maybe 2. Flip the jar. Look at the ingredients. If you see anything other than peanuts or peanuts and salt, put it back. No sugar, no molasses, no oil, no monodiglycerides. Rule 2, no hydrogenated oils. If you see the word hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, it is dead to you. That is trans fat. That is heart disease. That is industrial filler. Even palm oil is a cheat code for companies who don't want to deal with separation. Rule 3, ignore the front of the jar: natural, no stir, reduced fat, protein enhanced. These are marketing lies. Natural has no legal definition. No stir means we added plastic-like oil. Reduced fat means we added sugar. Look at the nutrition panel, not the logo. Rule 4, buy organic. When possible, peanuts are a soft shell crop. They absorb pesticides from the soil. They are prone to mold. Organic certification is your only insurance policy against synthetic pesticides, and it drastically reduces the risk of aflatoxin contamination because organic soil standards are stricter. Rule 5, check the sugar math. Look at the total sugars. Peanuts naturally have about 1 to 2 grams of sugar per serving. If the label says 3, 4, or 5 grams, they added sugar, even if they tried to hide it by calling it cane juice or molasses. Rule 6, the glass test. Whenever you can, buy glass. Peanut butter is high in fat. Fat acts like a solvent for plastic. Phthalates and BPAs can migrate from plastic jars into the peanut oil over time. Glass is safe. Glass is clean. Rule 7, trust your nose. When you open that jar at home, take a deep smell. It should smell like roasted peanuts. If it smells like paint, cardboard, or fish, it is rancid. It is oxidized. Do not eat it. Return it. Your body is not a garbage disposal for their supply chain failures. The bottom line: you have the power. These corporations rely on your ignorance. They rely on you grabbing the jar with the colorful cartoon character or the one your mom bought in 1995. They are banking on you not reading the fine print. But now you know. You know that no stir means added trans fat. You know that honey means candy. You know that real peanut butter separates because it is real food. Stop buying their chemical sludge. Force them to change. Vote with your wallet. Buy the glass jar. Buy the organic peanuts. Stir your damn peanut butter. It takes 10 seconds, and it might just save your life. Check your pantry right now. If you have Jif, Skippy, or Peter Pan, you know what to do. Dump it. And go get the real stuff. Stay healthy, stay skeptical, and keep reading those labels.